What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video. And first off, I just want to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. I hope everybody is having a really great day today, because your boy is back and feeling more motivated and inspired, especially since this whole new house journey is completed. Finally moved into the new house. As you guys can see, we're in a new studio here, so I'm definitely going to be dropping some new and just getting back to dropping some consistent content for you guys. Just a quick update. First of all, my inventory is at an all-time low. I'm under 200 items in my store right now, and over the past maybe 9 to 12 months, I've been consistently carrying at least 500 items in my inventory every single month. So I'm going to be dropping way more, trip to the thrift, trips to Ross, just a ton of sourcing videos, because that's what my life is going to be looking like over these next few months. Probably during the summertime I might finally replenish everything, but for these next few months I'm just going to be sourcing like crazy, spending a ton of money. But of course, like the saying goes, scared money don't make money, and you got to spend money to make money. So that's what I'm going to be dropping a lot of over these next few days. But since I am in a whole new area, I'm definitely much closer to some outlets, much closer to some different Rosses and Burlington locations. So that's what I'm going to be hitting up today. I'm going to definitely hit up Ross, Burlington, might hit up a couple thrift stores as well. But like I told you guys, I'm definitely super low on inventory, so I'm going to be sourcing as much as possible. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so we're going to hit up this clothing section first in this Ross location, because this one usually does have some better clothing. And I always tell you guys, I try to gravitate towards some of the dope Nike pieces that I come across. This one grabbed my attention. It was a Coming to America jacket, kind of a play with like Giannis Antetokounmpo, and of course the Coming to America movie that I think they're making a Coming to America too. So that was a pretty dope jacket, but resale value on that is pretty low. I seen comps around $50, so I just put that one back. I came across this Buffalo Sabres Adidas jersey, and drop a comment if you guys are picking these Adidas jerseys up. I picked up a couple in the past. They're definitely slow movers. This one for $15 I might take a chance on, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't have a player's name on the back, I tend to pass on some of those Adidas hockey jerseys. Now I'm in the men's shoe section now, and as you guys can see, during this time of the year, Ross is usually pretty dry, pretty empty, because of course during the holiday season people just buy up everything. So I know the pickings are going to be kind of slim, but of course we'll still I'll try to see what we can find in here. Now I only picked up these cleats because I saw the reduced sticker price, but it wasn't reduced enough. But I'll check back a little later, because I know there's going to be a ton of clearance items in Ross pretty soon. Here's a pair of Jordans in the women's section, and these are selling pretty well, about 110, 120 I've been seeing these sell for, so I might take a chance on these as well. The downside is that they're pretty scuffed up, pretty dirty, but I'll just try to clean these up and still sell them new without box. So now we are in Burlington, and the first shoe I came across was of course this pair of cleats in this Oregon Ducks colorway. And if you guys collect shoes or anything like that, Oregon Ducks colorways, I don't know what it is, but they are usually highly sought after. Usually they're like collector's pieces, and this one of course has the Oregon Duck on the tongue, and I believe these are a pair of Mike Trout cleats. So I'm definitely going to be just checking the comps on these. I checked the comps by style code this time around, and as you guys can see, people have these listed super high. This one person has them in the same size 11 for $500. But the downside is none have sold yet. So anytime I come across situations like that, I usually still will pick up the shoe if the comps are high, even though there's no sales. I'll still take a chance on it, especially since it was only $20. Now here is a pair of ACG sneakers for men. Nike ACG is a pretty solid sub brand of Nike, but the size was just too small on those. Next to those ACGs was a pair of boots, and I'm seeing these SFB boots everywhere. They're flooded. They're in the outlets for super cheap, including box, so I'm definitely not even going to be touching those. Here was a pair of Janoskis, and I actually sold this same exact shoe in the past. The downside to it is that they took too long to sell, so size 13 is also, I'm just not going to take a chance on those. I'm not going to waste y'all time. Next was this pair of Asics, and I've been seeing these Asics in every single Burlington that I've been checking out. And these Asics, I mean, people are wearing them, but these are definitely not selling for much money online. I'm actually seeing more people wear these just when I'm out and about than actually, selling them online. So this is the second Ross location of the day. As you guys can see, your boy's low on inventory, so I got to check as many Rosses as possible. This was a pair of Nikes. I'm not exactly sure the model. The actual style definitely drew my attention to it, but a little too much flaws, so I had to put those back. Next up is a pair of Adidas in kind of like an Easter colorway. Not too sure about those. I'll have to check the comps later. Like I told you guys earlier, that you're gonna see a ton of reduced tennis shoes nowadays. These are actually specifically for tennis. So these are $30.99. I sold that shoe several times in gray, sometimes in black. That blue colorway is kind of tough, so I'll just be passing on those. If they reduce them some more, I'll probably pick them up. Next up was this pair of Kyries. They were asking $55 for these, and I think they were in a size 4, which is a tough size, so I had to pass on those as well. And another pair of these boots that I'm seeing everywhere. And next to those was a pair of these Zoom Freak ones, and even though this is a dope basketball shoe, the resale value definitely isn't there, so I'm definitely passing on those. And once again, a pair of baseball cleats for $16.99. I guarantee in a couple weeks those will be $2.99, and I probably still won't pick those up. Now, this was probably the best find that I came across in a little while. The downside to this was the fact that it was in a size 4.5. They were asking $72.99 for this, so this was way too overpriced for my liking. If it was maybe $59.99 and in a better size, I definitely would have took a chance on these, only because I know these LeBrons they have a decent amount of resale value. But overall, since the size was so small, size 4.5, these definitely had to go back. Now, this was interesting only because I actually have this same shoe in a triple black colorway. This is actually my gym shoe, and of course I seen that reduced sticker price, so it made me want to take a chance on them. And of course, once I looked on the bottom, had to put these back because somebody probably wore those to the gym and just returned them afterwards. Now, just like that other Ross that we were in, this Ross men's section is also pretty cleared out. Once again, came across some baseball cleats. These are actually $9.99, which isn't a bad price, but these baseball cleats, I picked up so many of these and they're still not moving. So even if they were $1, I'm not taking a chance on those. Now, this was interesting. This was a pair of Uggs, and I used to sell a bunch of Uggs, sneakers and boots for men and women. These were $28, so I'm going to check the comps because these might have some decent resale value. Sometimes I used to pass on Uggs, but after gaining some experience selling them, I always do the research every time I come across them. Now, here's another shoe that I just seen in the outlets, and these were also $59.99 with the box, but they were an additional, I think, 30 or 40% off. So those shoes are definitely not movers at all. Now, shout out to Master P. I heard that he's trying to buy Reebok. These are definitely not it, and I'm not going to be picking those up, but I just wanted to shout out Master P because I definitely respect what he's trying to do. This was a pair of Stan Smiths. These were $40 in the Adidas outlet near me. They had Stan Smiths for like $25, and they're selling online right now for like 40 to 50, brand new in box. So no chance I'll be taking those. Now, this is another shoe that I previously sold while it was on clearance in Ross, but that was just a better size. This was a size 6 for $27.99, and I think the size I had was a 10, and I sold them for like $70, but that was a few months ago. Now, like I told you guys before, it's barely anything in here. I'm just kind of showing you guys what my Ross actually has in stock. A bunch of really big basketball shoes, still not reduced enough. If those were $20, I probably would have picked them up, even though it's a size 16. But like I said, everything in here is pretty awkward sizes. People always ask me what sizes do I prefer to sell. 12.5 is a really tough size for me to move. I've picked up 12.5 in the past, but those always take a very long time to sell. Drop a comment if you guys got different experiences, but anytime I see a 12.5 in certain shoes, I always just immediately pass on it. Now, this is the Adidas BYW. In my opinion, really dope shoe, just not popular, no resale value, so we had to pass on those. And once again, a ton of those Nike SFB boots. Now, y'all are watching this video thinking to yourself, why is Akil showing me curtains? But I actually need some darkening curtain, like some blackout curtains for my studio, and these kind of match the wall color that I have, so I'll probably just grab these up for the studio. Now I'm in the women's section, and once again, we got a super dirty pair of shoes, so I'm not even gonna waste my time. I'm just gonna put those back. But the women's section is looking just like the men's section, just very empty, very dry. I spoke to a couple people while I was walking in the store, some of the staff people, and they were telling me that, you know, they're still getting trucks and they're still getting shipments, but it's just not as, you know, just not as good as it was during the holiday season. So I'm just going to keep coming back because there's a few Rosses not too far from me. So I'm just going to keep coming back and hopefully I'll come across something good. But at the end of the day, during this time of the year, Ross is going to be very, very just ran through and kind of empty. But that doesn't mean they're not going to get good stuff. You just got to stay consistent and just keep checking them out. Once again, another pair of baseball cleats. Guarantee these will be $2.99 within maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But for now, I'll definitely be putting these back. Alright, y'all, so we are back in the crib, and I'm just going to share some of the stuff that I did pick up recently. Some stuff I showed on camera, some stuff I wasn't able to, but we'll just jump right into it. This was the pair of Jordans from Ross. These were $55, and after I got home, I realized that these were actually B grades. And the thing with B grades, I usually always pass on B grades. Sometimes they sell for some good profit, sometimes they don't. This pair in particular, even though some people, they also was finding B grades and they were selling them for like $120 brand new without box, probably another Ross find as well. So I'm gonna price mine the same way and just wait for the right buyer to come along. And at the very least, I know I'll be able to sell these for at least $100 and still make some decent profit. And the best part is when you're selling on eBay, no fees for shoes over $100. Next up, we got this pair of Mike Trout cleats, and these were in a size 11, and this is actually the Oregon Ducks colorway. I've seen other people list these super expensive, so of course I had to take a chance on these. Someone had these listed for $500 on eBay. No watches, no previous sales or anything like that, but anytime I come across a shoe that doesn't necessarily have any sales, but it does have some solid listed items on there, I'll still make sure I'll take a chance on them, especially since these are only $20. So hopefully these do sell for over $100. And once again, no fees on shoes that sell over $100. Just make sure, especially if you're grabbing up cleats, you don't want to list them with cleats. You want to make sure that you're listing them as clothing, shoes, and accessories, or clothing, shoes, and sneakers, something like that. But you just want to make sure that you're listing them properly so that you can avoid having to pay those fees. And that's what I'm going to do with these. These might actually take a while to sell since, you know, baseball season is kind of over right now. But at the end of the day, Oregon Ducks colorway stuff, quote unquote player exclusives. I'm not sure if this is a player exclusive, but they always usually do hold some decent resale value. It just might take a while for the right buyer to come along. Next up, we got a pair of Adidas Rivalry Lows, and these are in the Knicks colorway, and I actually picked these up in the outlet mall not too far from my house. I think these were actually from PacSun, and the thing is, I usually never source from places like PacSun, but I was in the mall and I was kind of spending some time in there, and I realized I didn't come across some really good finds, so I just had to grab up something. And the thing is with these, I grabbed about 4 or 5 pairs of these, and the thing with these is that I didn't see any sales that were like sales within the United States. A lot of these were sold overseas, and anytime I sell shoes internationally, I always use the eBay global shipping program, so I'm going to do the same for that. And like I said, any shoe that's sold like overseas, this exact shoe was selling for like 100, 120, and the comps were insane. So there definitely seems to be like some type of trend or some type of, you know, intrigue with these shoes overseas. So I'm going to list them on the higher end and wait till the right buyer comes along. And the good thing is I was able to grab up a few pairs of these, and anytime I can find one shoe with just multiple sizes, it's super easy to list on eBay. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do with these, and I think these are only like $25. So if they do end up selling for at least $100, I'll make some solid profit. And last but certainly not least, as I told you guys earlier in the video, my inventory is super low, and thankfully I just went through my closet, especially with the move, and I came across this pair of triple black 720s in my size. I picked these up for myself from the outlet like 7 or 8 months ago, and I never wore these, but since I have a pair of Vapor Max in the triple black colorway, I'm just going to go ahead and just rock those, and I'm going to go ahead and list these. And at the time, these were selling for like $80 brand new without box. Now I think the demand is a little higher, especially since they're triple black. A lot of people love all black shoes, and I've seen that these are selling for like 110, 120. So I'm not going to make a ton of profit on these because I actually purchased these for myself. But I tell you guys all the time, anytime I need to like re-up on inventory, I always go through my personal closet first just to try to get some momentum going, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and do with these. So I encourage you guys to do the same, especially if you're just like me right now and you're kind of low on inventory. Make sure that you kind of got rid of all the stuff around your house that you're not using, and then you can try to go out and source and just kind of spend some money that way. But for me, I'm just going to try to keep my expenses as low as possible and try to keep the profits high. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and definitely stay tuned for more videos because I'm going to be dropping a lot more content here on this channel very soon. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.